Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Banerjee, certified astrologer, and in this segment, I'm going to be going over the new moon that is about to take place on Saturday, May the 16th, 2026, at approximately 4 o'clock p.m. So let's go ahead and get started. Seeing how the chart starts. This is a super moon, new moon, and kind of seeing the setup of the whole astrological configuration is especially important in the Ori astrology. So people that are taking this and understanding their own psyche need to understand this is not only individual but also collectively consciousness how this is manifesting. So typically, when we talk about the new moon is between the sun and the earth. So it casts a shadow, and that's why there is a new moon. So the new moon happens to be in Taurus, and this is a powerful moment to establish stability, security, and long-term goals. Because the sign of new moon is in Taurus. This encourages focusing on self worth, financial planning, and making steady progress rather than quick changes. So, when you set the intention of the next lunar cycle, then you want to look for intentions that are more long term. So this is kind of fostering a sense of coming home to one's body and needs. So be aware of your body. Does it sense what the body represents, and even mental health. This happens to be Mental Health Awareness Month, so being aware of that is especially important. So, what are the key themes of this new moon? One is stability and building. Another one is self care and grounding, and then rethinking resources. So this might be a prime time to plant some of the seeds for long-term projects. Literally plant seeds for spring, but also some of the long-term projects. I know when I work, I have all these long-term projects that I work on for years sometimes, and this manifests into final product. So this might be also a good time to invest in the stock market or invest something in your efforts or whatnot. There also might be some career shifts, so focusing on what brings sustainable results for you. Of course, that this is also on a global scale as well, and so bringing stability and understanding what is more important and whatnot is especially important. Going into some of the GDP in the United States, a lot of money is goes towards war and whatnot, and less towards kind of coming home and understanding some of the situations that arise from cutting some of the government spending into public programs. So if you in terms of self care and grounding, the energy encourages connecting with the physical body, and then of course the focus on financial choices. So what to do during the new moon? What are three things that you can do? Well, set those intentions that you would like to manifest in finances, health, and professional growth. Create routines. So creating routines that improve your long-term well-being is especially important. And then don't rush. If you're patient, then you can kind of go through your life and understand that rushing is never good. The Taurus energy actually favors kind of slow, methodical action. So that is kind of what is going on. Let me put some understanding about, rather than looking at some of the broader general sort of understanding, I want to show you in the planetary configurations what is going on. So, of course, the new moon in Taurus, slow build, slow energies kind of let them manifest. Mercury communication in these areas, especially collaborating with other individuals, might be especially important. And this is in the eighth house, so this is a place of death and transformation. So planting new moon that is kind of away from what you've been working on. Might be something, maybe a hobby that you pursue, or something that will allow you to transform into something different. Typically in astrology, the eighth house and the 12th house are all transformations. Another thing to look at, Libra is the ascendant, and so Libra brings balance into certain, if they're short-term projects versus long-term projects. So bringing that balance is especially important. However, there's an interesting sort of opposition with Saturn, and Saturn is kind of culling some of the and calming down some of those energies so that it can be compatible with Taurus. But there might be some conflict with Libra where Libra might be wanting to move fast. Another thing that I wanted to kind of show you is that planets are above the horizon. So some of the things that you might have been manifest for long term is now providing sort of insight into what is going on above ground. Jupiter is in the 10th house, so along with everything, the professions, slowly see if there are other professions that might be more suitable to your interests, or create hobbies that might enhance your career or whatnot. So, in summary, there's the new moon, super new moon, is taking place in Taurus. And Uranian thinking means that kind of thinking outside of the box when you set your intentions. And then in the seventh house, house of partnerships, kind of try to understand how to grapple with this dynamic tension that is taking place with the ascendant. And so all of these things combined, you can have an understanding and more enhanced intention from the new moon. I hope this has made some sense. Thank you for listening.